So, kind of doing this impromptu, but I'm gonna cut down Kanye West's Donda now. I'm gonna make the great album that I know Donda can be. Obviously, there are some other changes I would make to this, like the times that it clips randomly, which is definitely not on purpose. People saying that that's on purpose are insane. It does not sound like a cool stylistic clipping thing. It does not. It just sounds bad. But there are obviously going to be times where I'm like, I'm going to cut this song down by 2 minutes. Ideally, I'd be able to do that, but I can't do that. So I'm just going to cut this album down to what I think it should be cut down to, and down to the best tracks off the album. And I'm going to make it flow well. Okay? It's going to have a nice flow to it too. This is just the standard album that I'm working with. So we start off with Donda Chant. I have no problem with that. Okay, Donda Chant is like not that weird of an intro. Some people think it's like the weirdest thing ever. For Kanye, it is quite tame, I think. That can stay, okay? No problem with that. Whether it has meaning or not, I don't really care. It's a nice little intro. I don't mind it at all. Jail, I feel like is a good start to the album. I think Jail is a really good start to the record. It's nice and impactful. It sets the scene. It got me hyped when I first started listening to this album. I was like, oh shit, we're in for some good stuff. And then, for me, it kind of trailed off. But I think Jail is a great way to start the record. Oh yeah, just right off the bat, let's get rid of all the part twos. Hurricane should be considered. I think Hurricane coming in like somewhere early in the track list makes sense to me. But I do think that like Jail to Off the Grid is actually pretty cool. I think that, starts off the album really hype. Jail is epic. Off the Grid, we get the album going. Junya really doesn't do anything for me. So I think I might cut Junya entirely. Yeah, I'm cutting this one. Yeah. Junya doesn't do anything for me. So far what we're doing is we're definitely going to get rid of Television. I think I'm just going to get rid of God Breathed. Some people just love Pure Souls. I'm somewhere on the middle of it, but Come to Life and No Child Left Behind are locked in. There's no reason to not to like, yeah. Come to Life, No Child Left Behind, I think are two perfect songs to end the album with. I think that's like a perfect ending. So we're definitely ending the album with these two tracks. And, okay, part 2. I think we should just get rid of New Again. If I hit you with a WID, yeah, but just get rid of New Again. Dude, the intro of New Again made me think it was going to be amazing, and it just wasn't. It's repetitive. So I'm not a big New Again fan. I think it's one of the worst tracks on the album, so definitely get rid of New Again. So Moon is definitely staying. I'm getting rid of Remote Control. I'm definitely getting rid of Remote Control. Moon is an obvious stay. I think if we do 14 tracks with 2 interludes, that could work. I really don't like Remote Control at all. All right, I'm cutting Keep My Spirit Alive. Okay, now, chat, we're down to 17 songs. I think we're already doing pretty good. We're down to 17 songs. I think that if we start messing with the order now, it might be easier. So Donda Chant into Jail, into Off the Grid. Believe What I Say, I feel like can end up anywhere. In 24, let's just use that as an interlude. And then, I think cutting Donda off that. I mean, here's the thing. You guys, I'm like super, I'm mixed on whether I should get rid of Jesus Lord or not, because I think it's got some of the best verses on the album, but it's like 8 minutes and 58 seconds long. It's so long. I don't know why people like Pure Soul so much. I don't get it. Yeah, I think we might have to get rid of Okay. I think let's get rid of Okay. Like, if I was going to use Okay, I would put Okay Part 2. But I think I should just get rid of Okay. All right. 16 tracks, not bad. I don't really like the Roddy feature. I know this is something people are going to be mad at me about because I think Roddy sounds great. I just think the song is overall, like, even with Roddy in it, it just feels a little bit bland to me. Maybe it's the I don't know, maybe it's the overuse of organ, and by the time we get to this point in the album, I'm just like, I've heard organ so many times that I'm just sick of it.
Know me, so get used to me.
Yeah, you guys, this is I gotta get rid of Pure Souls. I'm getting rid of it. It's just repetitive. I really like, it's so long too. It's 5 minutes and 30 seconds. It's repetitive. It uses the same organ that's been used over and over and over again in this album. I don't think the Roddy feature really does much for me. Donda Chant, Jail, Off the Grid, Believe What I Say, Heaven and Hell, Hurricane. Jonah might be next up, guys. I'm not, yeah, Jonah's out of here. Chat, this is 14. So, do you guys want to just rock with 14? Or do you think, because let's see how long this album is now. It's an hour, it's 53 minutes. That's a regular album length. Jonah's good. I don't think it's as good as these other tracks, though. Because now we're down to tracks that I mostly just like. I don't think I'm in love with all of these tracks, but I think 24 needs to be cut down. I think that Off the Grid can be cut a little bit. I know some people are going to be mad at me about that, but I think like this song, it would be better. It's this type of song, like a banger like this is better for being like succinct. I think a succinct banger like this has a place in this album more than like a 5 minute and 40 second. Like it just goes on a little bit too long. But I think the variation Off the Grid is what makes it like where I still like the song, because without that variation, if it was just like standard trap stuff and they didn't bring in that synth bass and do all that crazy production stuff, I don't think I'd be super into it after 5 minutes and 40 seconds, even though it's like brings all the energy. I think it's a great song overall. The bones of it is, but yeah, whatever. I can't change the song length. But now we got to mess with the order a little bit. We can either go two directions here, guys. We can put all the bangers, more hip hop based stuff at the beginning, and we can have a more religious, lenient, softer end to the album, and just it can be almost like like two discs. You know what I mean? Because that's what I'm thinking that we should do, because we could do the mix up where we have a break and then we do, but I think like having like bangers at the beginning and like a softer end is probably the better way to go. So I think that's what I'm going to do. So I have all the bangers, like the stuff with the more upbeat rhythms, those tracks that exist with the more hype verses and stuff at the beginning. 24 is like an interlude into the more religious, softer side of the album. And it'll sound like two EPs. It'll sound like like first side of the record, second side of the record. And 24 is be like a little transitionary period of it. Or we can do Donda into 24. I think that could also work too. But I think that, yeah, Donda into 24. Then we do Jesus is Lord.
I was to get back from Palm Springs, huh? Who you know spent an hour in Walgreens?
I think Hurricane... I might move Hurricane and Moon, separate them a little bit. What I'm going to do is Heaven and Hell is a good end to the first disc, because it's got that like, you know what I mean? It's got that intense ending. Then we go into interlude. Then we go into 24. Then we hit him with Jesus Lord. Lord, I Need You. Okay, I'm doing Lord, I Need You and Come to Life. Heaven and Hell ends the first disc. Donda interlude. 24 as a nice little transitionary period into like gospel stuff. That's cool. Hurricane comes after Believe What I Say. I think I'm going to separate Hurricane from Moon, and then Moon can work with into Heaven and Hell. Believe What I Say is a nice little like upbeat thing going on there, and I think Hurricane is like a fine little transitionary period. Moon into Heaven and Hell. Yeah. I think this works. I think it's 53 minutes, which is fine. 53 minutes is just a long album. It's not crazy. We literally cut it in half. Now change the album cover. Oh, good idea. Okay. This is it, guys. I changed the album cover. It's perfect. It's beautiful. We got Donda Chant into Jail. and Off the Grid, get hype. Hurricane, nice little sweet moment. Believe What I Say, banger. Moon, Heaven and Hell, intense moment. End of the first disc. We got Donda as an interlude. 24, nice little gospel moment. Jesus is Lord, it's all religious. Praise God, we're getting hella religious. Lord, I Need You, super religious. Come to Life, and then No Child Left Behind, perfect ending. Bang, that's it. Make a better Kanye West album than me. You can't. That's done. Cool. So yeah, those are the changes I would make to Donda. And for those of you who ever asked what I would do with it, here's your answer. I think that this is like this. I think this album is a solid 8. Solid 8 out of 10. I think it's a great album.